There is a fire in France, with a spark at the heart of Paris. The national razor falls each day, most of the time, more than once. Lists are carried, lives are spent, in the heart of burning France. Woe to the Bastille, whose proud walls are down. Woe to the rich, for their time has come. Woe to those who seek revenge, for they are soon to die. In Paris, in the spark that set off burning France. In 1789, the French Revolution began. In that same year, a man by the name of Marat started a bloody newspaper. In it, there were cries of reform and lists of people who were supposed to be enemies of the Republic. People on those lists moved to the national razor. People in the provinces disliked the radical movements in Paris, thinking that the violence went too far. We are going to the end of May of the year 1793 to follow the movements of the countrywoman named Charlotte Corday. Let's see here, and here we are at the Corday residence. The grass is green and it's a beautiful day. Here comes Charlotte now.
When will those people in Paris be through taking over the church? Can't they just leave it alone? The revolution in America didn't change the church. They're going way too far.
Avengers in the prisons, killing thousands!
Well, I never. It's that bloody Marat, I tell you. He's always finding ways to have more heads. I have to do something. Who would kill poor prisoners? Marat might invoke a whole-out civil war. I need to do something about it. But what? I need feedback. I need information. That's it. I'll go to Paris, into the heart of the fire of this bloody revolution.
She planned to go to Paris next month. However, the rolling of more heads moved up her journey. Her cover was that she had a list of enemies of the Republic, and was going to give him to Marat to give him the list. By the beginning of June, she was all ready to go, and she was walking out the door. First she went to St. Antoine and went to a particular wine shop where Mr. Defarge was just closing up. Hello, miss. How can I help?
What do you think of that newspaper writer, Marat?
He's a good friend of the Republic. However, he kind of sounds like my wife, who always talks of killing and death to many. I think he should just focus on the nobles and that dratted queen. Can't they kill her already?
What do you think should happen to Marat?
I don't know. However, he shouldn't go on like this. It stirs up too much bad blood between us citizens. The newspaper is supposed to be the friend of the people, but now it's like their best friend and they can't trust and obey anybody else but itself. Drink?
What?
Do you want a drink? This is a wine shop.
Oh, no thank you. Goodbye.
And goodbye to you, miss. This is an interview that I had with Mr. Defarge. Warp sequence made the digital film go black, so it's only audio. So, Mr. Defarge, how would you explain the French Revolution like a foreigner to a United States traveler?
Well, I think it started way before it began.
Nobles and the clergy, and even the kings and queens before were overbearing on us. We were the majority of France, the third estate. When the actual revolution began, though, it was the year of 1789, I think it started. That is when the former King Louis XVI was in debt for fighting the American Revolution. Though we were inspired to have a revolution by the Americans doing so, it put us much into debt. When Louis held the Estates General, the Third Estate finally realized their power in France, and they, along with others, became the National Assembly. They vowed that they would make a constitution, and they did. Then the monarchy tried to run away. We stopped them and had them sign a new constitution that abolished the monarchy. And that is what led to this, my friend. Thank you so much for that enlightenment on the history of this revolution. You're welcome, citizen. Goodbye. After wandering around Paris, Charlotte became convinced that something had to be done about Marat. She then came to a friend of Mrs. Defarge in the streets, and thought it would be better to be careful around her. She was known as the Vengeance.
My fellow citizens, my favorite newspaper, the Friend of the People, has a new list of traitors that need some trimming of the head. You there! What do you want?
I want to talk to you about some enemies of the Republic.
Of course. What is it?
If someone is a danger to the citizens of the Republic, what should I do to them?
You should tell Marat. He'll put the name on the list, and that'll be the end of them.
How about if they're so deep in the community that he's polluted the minds of all the officials?
Well, you should take matters into your own hands. Bring a knife, you know? It'll be your own little guillotine. You kill yourself.
And good day to you, noble citizen.
Goodbye, ma'am.
By this time, it was around the end of June. It was a lovely, bright summer morning in Paris, and Charlotte came across a humble little shop of a wood sawyer. The wooden panels of the shop reminded her of her own cottage back in the country that she longed for. There was a rasping of sounding in the shop.
Hello?
Why, hello, citizen. What are you doing this fine morning?
The shop is very comfortable.
Indeed it is. You know, I was once a mentor of rogues.
Interesting. Well, I'm here to do something about Marat. I think he's gone way too far.
I don't know about that. He is a good friend of the Republic.
However, he puts too many lives on his list to kill.
I'm okay with that. The nobles, they deserve to die.
But not all the people dying are nobles. There are some innocent people dying too.
That would be a problem. I had so much fun. With my little guilty. I would read the list, and whatever cut into the wood, another head would fall off the list. It added very much excitement to my day. However, if you say they are murdering innocent citizens like me, then that traitor would need his own execution.
Well, thank you very much for that talk.
Charlotte now knew what she had to do. She had to kill Marat. An execution wouldn't do. Who would execute their friend? She picked up her knife and sent a letter to Marat telling him that she would like to see him, for she had a list of traitors. Some days had passed, and Marat had accepted the appointment. Charlotte then walked to his house and stabbed him. He died instantly. However, soon afterwards, Vengeance heard about this and found Charlotte.
Why did you kill Marat?
So there would be peace in France that could be held together.
Take her to the guillotine at once.
Did you kill Jean-Paul Marat?
Well,
Guilty. You are hereby sentenced to the National Razor today. Tomorrow. We have a full schedule today.
And that is how things happened those days. Unfortunately, Charlotte's sacrifice did nothing. After Marat's death, the killing got more intense. Eventually, Marat took the place of Jesus as a martyr, and people almost worshipped him when the overtaking of the church began. But if you ask me, the real martyr was Charlotte, who died in order to save peace for her country. However, she failed and died with the peace of France. In its place, there was terror in the hearts of all men and women, and even children. There was a terror of the razor in Paris, and Paris was at the heart of burning France.